What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Witch Watch, this time with episode 2. It was a good first episode meeting the characters. I do really like both of our main characters, to be honest. And it definitely has that similar kind of comedic style to Sket Dance, which I did enjoy for the most part. But again, it's like there's so many jokes. It's super hit or miss. But yeah, do let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. I was really surprised at the popularity, honestly, the first episode got. I did mention this last week, Sket Dance is not like the most popular or widely seen show ever or anything. That's a little surprising that this is that this was so popular, I thought. Love this opener, by the way. There's so many little when you slow it down and you watch some of these scenes, there's so many little details that you miss out on the first watch. It just looks awesome, doesn't it? I think I did hear that the same person that done the One Piece fan letter episode, I think, and it looks very similar style wise, so I can definitely see that. Oh, I love that. Onions. Entrance ceremony. So we are gonna have a bit of school stuff here. Okay. Classic outfit or uniform. This probably is absolutely terrible, isn't it? Having a witch at your school. This probably is absolutely terrible. But this is inevitably where you're going to meet some of those side characters, I imagine. That we see in the opening, that look really cool. I mean, this is the spot to do it. I'm not sure that's going to last very long. But yeah, for any guys that haven't seen Sket Dance, that's pretty much solely focused at school. I'll be saying that to students. What the fuck? Yeah, she was probably actually better off just telling the truth there. I didn't recognise any of those manga. Might have been some references there, I don't know. But one of my favourite things about Sket Dance was the colourful cast of side characters. There was a lot of side characters, and there's a lot of really cool ones. Some which I wished we saw more of. Some that maybe we saw a bit too much of. That's your defining trait. That's your typical kind of Redditor journalist person there, isn't it? Well, they're the people that are good on Reddit. Yeah, those things suck. The only good ones are on like the end of pencils. I've never had a good pen that has like anything that isn't just a normal pen. If you know what I'm saying, like anything with like these gimmicks. I've never had a good gimmick pen in my life. Don't do it. Embiggen. Enlarge, you mean? Oh no, the tuft. Oh, he did. I like that. Not quite as black and white and dramatic. Guys are actually using his name. Sure, a few people weren't happy with me putting of course it is. Mine is Killer. But yeah, a few people weren't too happy with me putting Gon not too high up on my tier list of characters from that show. Surely at this point he should realise that he's absolutely ginormous right now. Yeah, a lot of people's favourites is Karapika. I really like Karapika, especially during the Phantom Troop arc. He was fantastic there. I also did read a side story, I think, focusing on how his village got butchered. I read it on a plane once, so I don't fully remember it all too well, but I really like that as well. But yeah, my favourite's Killua. Like I said, I got flamed a little bit for not liking Gon as much as other people. I really like Gon, don't get me wrong, I think he's a great main character, but I just prefer other characters. I probably prefer both Killua and Karapika, funny enough. And like I said, pretty interesting we're actually using their names. Usually there's like, I don't know, if it was, I feel like Japanese animation, like they're alright with like using other people's work names and such, but I feel like if it was like an American trying to reference this stuff, there'd be like some kind of deviation in the name that sounds really similar, but it's not actually the case, probably for copyright purposes or something. But yeah, they show no holds barred in that regard, which is cool. I again, knowing Sket Dance and a few other works three things this guy's worked on. I assume there'd be quite a few references in this show. Why is everybody laughing at that? What was funny about that? This is probably like something out of a Junji Ito story for her. Oh, there's Psyche K. What's the one on the right? It looks a bit like it could be. It almost looks a bit like Gintama with the cover of everyone with Gintoki like going like that and everyone behind him. But it is just some kind of eel Antine thing. I think we've got Dragon Ball in the back there. I'm not sure what this one is, to be honest with you guys. I'm not sure what the one on the top left is either. I'm not sure. Is this Trigun maybe? I don't know. It's something I've never read or seen. It looks slightly recognizable though. But yeah, classic Psyche K there. Like I said, I just knowing the author of this, I know there's going to be a lot of references. We've already had like 10 in the first 5 minutes or so of the episode, 10 minutes of the episode. So be prepared for that. But yeah, like I said, it probably feels like something out of Junji Ito for her. With everybody, it reminds me of a Junji Ito episode where everybody's heads they turn into like balloons. They start flying away. I really like that one. That was one of my favourites I've seen from him. It was just the right amount of like cheesy awesomeness. But you see real people like that, don't you? If you guys have seen like some arm wrestlers, there's this guy with like this crazy giant arm. There's a few people out there in the world like that. He's a Chubin. How do you say it? Chubinbyo, Chuhimbyo, whatever, however you say that. He really does seem like a Chuhimbyo, doesn't he? Oh dear. Oh yeah, bit of a shame. She's already used 3 spells. Oh, well, that kind of sucks. He didn't even really get a chance. Well, he got a chance, but how the fuck are you gonna explain this? Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't expecting it to go this badly, but that's terrible. Okay, sorry to pause again, but it looks like we've got these little in-between segments here. Afterwards, they made up. Oh no, something. Sorry I punched you so much. Sorry I made you bald. Oh, that's the guy from last episode. It does suit him better. He looked better bald. I think you've done him a favour. Looks like they apologised to each other. That's nice. It's this one. When he was about to emotionally vomit onto a dark blog that he just made, the spell wore off. What was I doing? Well, he's always looking at his computer, never at me. Oh. I imagine that's a big problem nowadays, honestly, for kids. Again, I kind of grew up in the in-between of like social media becoming a thing and phones like being majorly updated, like iPhones. And it was like, even then it was like a lot of people were becoming like, obsessed with their like Facebook and Twitter and stuff, and I imagine it's probably even worse nowadays. I think it can be positive, but I think more so it is negative. See there, that just create situations like that. You just switch off from the real world. So she's just outed now. Oh dear. To be fair, I don't really know how this world works. It's not really that important. But obviously there's like ogres. He's from ogre family. She's a witch, so these things must be kind of known, but kind of legendary in a sense, like really rare or something. But it's not like us in the real world. If there was a witch, everybody would be going crazy. They're obviously all really interested, I think. But it's not like insanity. It's not the worst thing ever that she was outed. They're not gonna like burn her. She's kind of lucky, honestly. She's lucky not to be born in an earlier age of humanity, because they would have burned her. I always kind of wondered about the stupid people that burn witches, which just ended up being normal people. Surely, if it was an actual witch, they could get out of that situation of getting burned very easily and just kill all the people that try to kill them. But the whole concept of burning a witch is pure stupidity, in my opinion. If you're able to burn a witch, that means she's not a witch. I think they had a test as well about like they put their like heads in water to see if they'd survive for a certain amount of time, and if they did, then they were definitely a witch, and if they didn't, they died. It's like, what kind of test is that? Pure stupidity. So yeah, like I said, lucky she's grown up in this age. Joe, I can just tell from the look of this girl, she's going to be really nice. She looks really kind. And I'll tell you what, I really like this girl's voice actor. This one. She's a good actor. A little bit like Blue Box, but better. I was not a big fan of Blue Box at all. That guy looks like someone from fucking. I haven't watched it, but Yu Yu Hakusho. I need to watch that. I'd probably really like it. It's a lot of episodes, which is the thing. Is he protecting her? That's really cute. It's just chilling on the roof. He is an ogre. That's really adorable, though. And she's totally wrong in everything she just said. So I think she was just bullshitting there. Trying to act cool. So it kind of seems like she's the popular girl right now, but I think eventually there'll be like bullies and such that take disregard to her for being so popular, if you know what I'm saying. I want to shoot a Kamehameha. Why does that guy look like bloody Billy the puppet from Saw? By the way, I'd be so annoyed if I was her. Everyone finding out about if I had magic, because you just have people coming up to you 24/7 asking for you to do stuff. That'd be so annoying. I imagine that's a nod to Demon Slayer, even though we haven't even really got to that part of Demon Slayer in the anime yet. Maybe we have, but we haven't like got to that part. If you know what I'm saying. Uh, what were they talking about here? Sorry. Love Fruits Basket. It's one of my favorite romance anime. And I'd actually I'd actually more akin that to it's just a pure like it's got romance in it, but I'd say it's just like a really good drama. Oh, she's talking about literal fruits baskets. I think like a basket of fruit rather rather than the show. Okay. Again, it's quite crazy how many things have been like name dropped, even though this is like they're just talking about an actual fruits basket here. I do think we need some kind of like rules or something. Like for the show, I really don't mind this at all because it creates a lot of really interesting situations. But again, if I was in this actual situation, there'd have to be rules like once a day, use it once a day or something, some kind of limit. Oh, try to impress the girls. Yeah, here are the Dragon Balls. Just let yourself go, teach. Yeah, there's always that guy. Can't forget about those edgy guys. Yeah, I bet everybody else is real pissed they're not in this class. So what is Fruits Basket then? To be honest with you guys, again, as much as I love that show, I've never really understood. I imagined it was because like there's loads of different types of fruits and tastes, which sounds pretty. Sorry, I don't want to miss anything. I won't bother sorting out time. I've only got a couple minutes left. To be honest, again, I don't. Again, I've watched all the Fruits Baskets, but I don't. To be honest, I never actually knew what plenty of shows like that. If I'm being honest, like there's plenty of shows I don't really understand the name to. Fruits Basket, one of them. Again, I just assumed. I mean, there's a lot of flower stuff in Fruits Basket, so I just kind of assumed, in terms of there being so many variation of flowers and different meanings to them, I just kind of assumed that all of the characters were fruits in a fruits basket, and there was so many different personalities and flavors of characters. But maybe that's not what the anime name fruits basket means. Maybe it's some kind of like different translation in Japanese or something. I don't know. But what has this got to do with a fruits basket? Is my question. Oh, these guys are doing fruits like I should just Google it because these guys like sitting around a circle. Maybe it's like drama time or something. I don't know. What is a fruit? See, I'm going to type it in and it's just going to come up with a fucking basket full of fruit. Get off Bing. Although perhaps Bing is better than Google nowadays with the fucking AI results that keep coming up. What is Japanese fruits basket? Again, well, the anime has come up. Oh, okay. So it's a game of a bit like musical chairs. But you call out a fruit instead. All right. I don't think that ever happened in Fruits Basket. However, I guess I can kind of see that because a lot of positions and relationships in the show Fruits Basket do change. Probably I should. Sorry guys, I probably shouldn't be talking about this in this show, but yeah, I just figured that out, and you know that kind of makes a bit of sense. Like I said, there's definitely scenes similar to this where everyone's like sitting around with the family stuff, and again in the family, a bunch of relationships are like again there's a lot of drama, so I guess it could be seen as a bit of a game of Fruits Basket. I guess interesting. Well, I would never have known that if it wasn't for this show. And I think it's pretty clear the production value of this show is much better than Sket Dance. In Sket Dance, the people in the sky there wouldn't have been moving. Oh dear. Well, reminds me a little bit of Natsume Yujin show, which I'm watching currently. I fucking love that show. Oh no. Is he gonna drive through? Oh dear. Oh shit. Nice catch. Well, now he's out of himself as not normally as well, so. He's just strong. I mean, yeah, to be honest, they could explain it like that. I powered him up. But he's, he says Oni. I'm not sure if that means both demon and ogre. But I usually attribute that name to a demon. Yeah, to be fair. We've already seen a witch. These guys. Yeah, perhaps this was the best time to get this out for him, actually. They've already had the shock of there being a witch, so. What would be the point in that? What would be the point in switching your eyes? Is there any point in that? No. Totally unnecessary. Which is which very much actually makes sense considering these are high school kids. But yeah, really good episode. I might have actually even preferred this episode to the first episode, honestly. I really like this. Oh, apologies, hiccup a little bit. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Colourful cast of the school students. We still haven't actually seen many of the. I mentioned this earlier how we did maybe would have seen a few, but we actually didn't see many at all of the characters we see in the opening. I think we might have seen that guy sitting behind our main male character earlier, but I'm probably wrong about that. But yeah, I just had a lot of fun with, again, lots of fucking references today. Like, at least 10. Probably more that went over my head. But yeah, a lot of references. And it was just nice seeing all the students have fun. Like, I think the comedy hit a bit better this episode as well for me. Which I wasn't expecting it to, just purely because I've woken up earlier to watch this episode. Okay, next episode. Fresh, transparent fashions for spring. Witch's delivery service. Lost dogs and the patter of rain. So we've got 3 little stories in the next episode. Cool. So yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. As I said, probably even better than the first episode for me here. The comedy hit a bit better. Like I said in the intro and last week, there's a lot of, with this style. There's so many jokes flying. It's very much hit or miss. There's like a 60-40 set, like whatever it is, like you could enjoy like 90% of the jokes. I think there's inevitably ones that don't hit as hard for you and your style, and there's ones that hit for other people that you don't kind of find as funny. People might have thought last episode was funnier, and I could totally understand why that might be the case, but I again just more akin to this kind of humour that was shown today with all the students, and seeing them have fun with the abilities and such and the references I thought was cool. And yeah, it was just a really good episode, getting introduced to the students. I don't think any of these students stand out too much, honestly, away from the 2 girls that our main female character, again, I'm still getting used to the names, so apologies, but the witch, other than those 2 that she kind of made friends with, no one stood out massively. I really like this introduction scene here. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I did actually want to go back to the teacher's manga and see if there's any references, because I didn't notice any. I don't recognize any of this. That kind, I don't know why this feels familiar. This one kind of felt a bit familiar. So did the one in the back. Almost looks a bit like Asta slash Hinata from. It looks a bit like Asta slash Hinata from IQ and Asta from. Can't remember the name of that, but I haven't watched it, so I can't blame you on that one. And yeah, I think these are maybe some references as well. These 2 characters look a lot alike. Uron Mirage fan book. Rurouni Kenshin, maybe? I don't know. I ain't got a damn clue. But yeah. Uron Mirage probably alludes to what the name of it is, but I just don't know. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. As I said, you can probably expect quite a lot of that in the future as well. Do let me know what you guys thought of this episode though down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these reactions. And I'll see you guys next week with episode 3.